Alright, what's going on, guys? In today's video, we are going to take a look at artificial intelligence that can write itself. Pretty neat. Then we have a metal and air scavenging robot that gets its power from the environment. Pretty neat there, too. We also have a new enzyme, old enzyme, new use, that can break down plastic rather quickly. And we're going to wrap all this up with the last set of robots you'll ever need for furniture in your home. It's pretty cool too. I'm Zach. This is Zach DTV, and let's start right off with AutoML, made by the researchers over there at Google. I'll tell you, with enough money, I guess you could do just about anything. And AutoML is one of those. AutoML stands for Auto Machine Learning. And what the researchers there have done is tried to write an algorithm that can write artificial intelligence, a neural network, a adversarial network, with very minimal human input, and thereby hopefully reducing human bias. That's a big issue we have right now in all these attempts at AI. It's not really AI. It's not like they're the Cylons coming to get us. It's machine learning. And in these situations, they're finding that there's a lot of bias in all of them. Sorry about that. There's a lot of bias in all of them just because we're human beings. And when we give it a data set, we're putting our biases into that data set, be it against women, be it against snails. Some people are wonky. And with this new AutoML, it allows you to start with very basic math. Give it what you want, kind of like how you want the outcome to be, and allow this program to run. And basically it just writes program, sees which one works best, keeps the best ones, writes programs, see what works best, keeps the best ones, adds mutation. You can add a little mutations to it, I guess, and it'll keep writing and rewriting and rewriting until it has a great program, something that we would never even think of, you know? It's pretty cool. In fact, there's a company out of Greece. What was their name? Designing a car using something similar, where they take the part, punch it into the computer, and allow it to stress test it repeatedly, and break and stress test and break and keep the best one and stress test and break. And then they come up with things like these pistons, which are pretty cool and as strong and lightweight as can possibly be, according to their algorithm. Basically, this AutoML is the same way. I will put links in the description. This is open source, so if you want to go start writing your own programs, go give it a shot. See what you could do with it. It might be neat. To tell you the truth, I am not advanced enough to really play with this, so if this is something that interests you, make sure to check it out. And why don't you build the next AI that's going to take over the world? Elon Musk could be scared of you. After that, let's take a look at this pretty cool energy harvesting battery robot that, as this headline says, eats aluminum to power itself. And it does. This robot was built by the University of Pennsylvania in order to overcome the problems with carrying a battery. The biggest issue in modern electronics is, as the electronics get smaller and smaller, the batteries really can't. You have to have so many chemical reactions in order to have a charge, maintain a charge for so long. You have to have that power density. In order to have the power density, you need X amount of atoms to strip. That's just the way it is. So you can make technology rather small, but you still have to power it. And that's what adds a lot of weight. Well, what we do now is we strap a battery to it, or a harvester like a solar panel or a wind turbine or something to that effect. That's all well and good, but they don't really produce a lot of power. Like if you're trying to run your lights in your house and everything off of a solar panel, you better have some stored energy in a battery to make that work. What these researchers have done then is developed a system that has taken the best parts of a harvester and the best parts of a battery, put them together to have something even better. What they call it is a metal air scavenger, and what this does is harvest the ingredients it needs to make electricity directly from the environment that it's running in. Yes, that's right. This thing could, I guess, run forever never need a charge as long as it has the right materials to run on. How cool is that? Now this system is basically a battery, only open air. It uses a cathode, it uses an anode, it has an electrolyte in it, it uses air to create the reaction that it needs, but it is using the metal that it rides upon for its anode. The cathode is made up of carbon, which is coated in PTFE and has little beads of platinum embedded throughout it. The electrolyte is salty water contained in a hydrogel, and when you drag that gel over your metal, it causes rust, oxidation, and that creates power. And like James Picoul says, he's one of the researchers on this project, our mass has a power density that's 10 times better than the best harvesters, to the point that we can compete against batteries. And even factoring in the weight of the extra water, the mass had 13 times the energy density of a lithium-ion battery, because the vehicle only has to carry the hydrogel and cathode, and not the metal or oxygen, which provide the energy. They did also test this on some different types of metal, like zinc and stainless steel. Different metals give it different power densities, so there's a little bit of optimization needed there. Now, you might be thinking, what is the use for this thing? And there's not a lot of them. Honestly, we don't have metal runways to drive our batteries up and down. Maybe this could be something that gets used in automobiles? I don't know. Right now, they're looking for use in shipping containers in order to track shipping containers, anti-theft, GPS locating, maybe small sensors that can be put somewhere that don't need a battery. They can just run off this type of technology, and maybe lighting in low-income areas where they don't have sustainable energy, off-the-grid lighting. Things like that, this could be pretty useful for. I just thought the concept of a metal scavenging robot would be a cool thing. And I can't quit hitting my mic. Anyway, let's step away from the man-made to nature-made. We are looking at a mutant enzyme here. One that can destroy plastic. Nom 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 nom. Everything's just eating up stuff in the environment. Well, this one here, these researchers are working for a company called Carbios. Carbios has partnered together with companies like L'Oreal, Nestle, PepsiCo to actually come up with a solution to our plastic problem. Yes, if you didn't know it, the world has a plastics problem. Can you believe it? People are wasteful and we like to throw things out. Yeah, that's how it is. Well, earlier this month, Carbios published a paper describing what they call PET hydrolase. It is an enzyme that can break down 90% of PET plastic within 10 hours. That is powerful stuff. Now, not only does it break it down, but it returns it to natural elements that can be used again to make more plastic. In fact, in the paper, they do discuss how this is 25 times more efficient than making plastic out of oil, out of petroleum. So it's actually cheaper it's more efficient and cheaper to reuse plastic, to recycle plastic, than it is to actually make new plastic. This might be the turning point that we needed in order to get people to quit harvesting oil to make plastic and maybe start scooping it out of the ocean and turning that into usable plastics. And personally, something I thought that made this pretty neat was it was actually discovered back in 2012 in a compost pile and then forgotten about until they dug it back up and went, hey, let's see if this works. And guess what? It did. It's amazing. Sometimes nature will give us the solutions to our biggest man-made problems. Yeah, pretty cool. And I'll tell you what, let's finish this video up with these. These are the Roombot Swarm. These are self-configuring robots designed by the people over at EPFL, their university in Switzerland. These little robots can move around and self-assemble into objects that you need, like chairs and tables, and there's adapter plates where they can make things and climb up walls and become hanging ceiling lights. And if you're into PC gaming, you know it needs it. RGBs, baby. Yeah, that's right. These things even flash in the dark. Okay, so that's not the coolest part. They are designed, though, to interact with their environment, so they will do things like move out of your way very slowly. It would be just easier to walk around them. Or they can even do things like move a table up some stairs. They can self-level. They could pick up things. There's a lot of different options for these. It's a very modular system. Basically, the concept behind this system, and by the way, it has been in development for like 10 years now. The idea is that, say you live in a small apartment, and instead of going out and buying couches and dining room tables and all these other things that just take up room and you don't even have room to store them, you go out and you buy yourself a closet full of these little robot balls. And then you get up and you say, hey, you know what? Oh, let me get out of my bed made out of these robot balls. It's time to get my day started. Go out and sit at your newly assembled table and chair that's made out of the same robot balls you just slept on. And then after that, you go, okay, well, I'm going to go get in the shower. While you're in the shower, these things decide, well, let's go make your couch so you can veg out and watch some Netflix. And then you get out of the shower, you sit down on your couch, you're watching your Netflix, and you decide, you know what, I want to take a nap. You stand up, you stretch as these balls roll away from you, and go make your bed again. I know, just weird, right? I don't know. I picture the system out of Big Hero 6, kind of, when I see these. But on the other hand, they don't work as well. And, of course, I mean, all this stuff has a starting point. Things take time to evolve and get better. I think this technology is very promising. Very, very primitive right now. But they're only 10 years in on it. And like most of the things I discuss, we're not going to see anything cool out of this for another 10, maybe 20 years. But I know by the time I'm ready to get put in the ground, maybe my couch can self-assemble into a coffin. And that would be a cool future. On that note, I'm going to call it a day, though. Thanks for stopping in. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoy my channel, make sure to share it. I'm going to push now. I need to make this thing grow, and I need to make it profitable. So what I need from you guys is your help in sharing these videos. Repost it wherever you can. Comments. Even if I don't get to respond to you, I get a lot of comments per day. But if a video is getting a lot of interaction, likes, dislikes, comments, new subscribers, YouTube will help push it. And the more people that see my work, the more people will subscribe, the more viewers I have, and the more likely I can do this for a living. But on that note, just stay safe, wash your hands, enjoy yourself, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.